Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. In this lesson, I told in a way that's easy to understand and perfect for practicing your English listening skills. Let's get started, my friend. Before we begin, I want you to take a deep breath and relax because this is not just another English tips video. This is not about complicated grammar rules, memorizing endless word lists, or repeating exercises that never work. This is a message from someone who truly understands you, someone who knows what it feels like to struggle with English. I know how it feels when your mind goes blank in the middle of a sentence. I know the frustration of forgetting simple words when you need them the most. I know how embarrassing it feels when you want to speak, but your voice doesn't come out. And most importantly, I know how lonely this journey can feel. Maybe you've been studying English for months or even years. Maybe you've watched videos, taken courses, or tried apps. Yet, when the moment comes to actually speak, something freezes. You hesitate, you translate in your head, and the chance to express yourself slips away, and you start to think, maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe English is just too hard. Maybe I'll never be fluent, but let me stop you right there. Those thoughts are lies. You're not weak, you're not stupid, and English is not too difficult. The real problem is that nobody ever taught you the right way to learn. Think about how you were taught English in school. You were forced to memorize grammar rules. You were told to translate everything before speaking. You were made to believe that making mistakes was bad. And what happened? You became excellent at passing exams, but not at speaking freely. You learned how to write essays, but not how to hold a real conversation. You built a wall of translation in your head that blocks your fluency every single time you try to speak. This, my friend, is what I call the translation trap. Here's how it works. You think in your native language. Then you search for the English words. Then you arrange them in your head. Then you check the grammar. And finally, you try to speak. But by the time you go through all those steps, the conversation has already moved on. The person you were speaking with is waiting. The silence is growing. And you feel nervous, embarrassed, or ashamed. Sound familiar? That's why fluency feels impossible. It's not because you don't know enough grammar. It's not because you haven't studied hard enough. It's because your brain is stuck in this habit of translation. And the more you translate, the more addicted your brain becomes to it. Here's the truth. Translation feels safe, but it's a trap. It gives you the illusion that you understand English, but it steals your ability to actually use it. And here's the worst part. The more you depend on translation, the more afraid you become of making mistakes. You wait for the perfect sentence in your head before speaking. You wait for the right words to appear. You wait for your grammar to be correct. But while you're waiting, your confidence disappears. That's why I want to tell you something important. Fluency does not come from perfection. It comes from freedom. Think about children. Children don't study grammar rules before they start speaking. They don't translate every sentence in their head. They just listen, copy, repeat, and speak without fear. They make mistakes, yes, but that's exactly why they improve so quickly. Children don't stop and think, is this the present continuous tense? Should I use am going or go? They just say, I'm eating. They don't translate from their native language. They simply connect words directly to reality. That's why they become fluent naturally, while adults get stuck in endless translation. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I can't just stop translating. That's the only way I know how to speak, and I understand. You were trained this way, so it feels natural. But it's also the reason you've been stuck for so long. So here's the good news. Today, we're going to break that habit together. Today, I'm going to show you a new way to think, a new way to speak, and a new way to live in English. I'm not here to impress you with big vocabulary or complex grammar. I'm not here to make you feel like English is impossible. I'm here to give you the truth, the kind of truth that sets you free. And here it is. Fluency doesn't live in textbooks. Fluency lives in conversations, not in grammar books, not in translations, not in exams. It lives in cafes, on the street, on video calls, at airports, in interviews, in dreams, and in real conversations. And in real conversations, you don't have 10 seconds to translate in your head. You don't have time to check grammar rules. You have to speak now. You have to respond now. And that's exactly why I created this system. So you can retrain your brain to think in English directly without translation dot from today. Your job is simple. Stop translating dot start speaking dot. Stop chasing perfection dot start chasing. Freedom. Because fluency isn't about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking confidently, naturally, and without fear dot. And in the next steps, I'll show you exactly how to do it, Doc, so take another deep breath, my friend. This is not just a lesson. This is not just a video. This is the beginning of your transformation, Dot, now that you know the real reason fluency feels so difficult. Let's start with the very first step to break the translation trap. Dot step 1. Think in images, not words. Here's something most English learners don't realize: your brain doesn't naturally think in words. Your brain thinks in images, sounds, and feelings. Think about it. Before you ever spoke a single word in your own language, you saw the world. You saw your mother's face. You saw trees, birds, water, the sky. You didn't say, "That is a tree." You simply knew what it was because you saw it, touched it, and felt it. That's how language really begins, not through translation, but through connection. The direct connection between an idea and a word. But when most adults learn English, they do the exact opposite. They memorize vocabulary lists. They study definitions. They try to remember translations. And that's why fluency feels so slow and painful. Dot. So if you want to stop translating, you must retrain your brain to connect English directly to reality, not through your native language, but through images, experiences, and life itself. Let me show you how. A simple exercise you can do right now. Look around your room. Pick 5 objects. Maybe you see a table, a phone, a chair, a window, a pen. Now, here's the rule. Don't translate them into your native language. Don't say, "This is called a table in my language." Just look at the object and say the English word out loud. Table, chair, phone, window, pen. Look at it. Touch it. Feel it. Say the word. This is not about memorization. This is about connection. You are linking the object you see with the English word directly, just like a child does. When they say ball for the first time, don't do this daily, and something powerful happens. Your brain starts to bypass your native language completely. You don't need to translate. You don't need to remember. You simply see the object. Use your imagination, and the English words go further. Even when you're not at home, you can still practice this. Dot. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a park. Picture it clearly. See the green grass. Hear kids laughing. Notice people walking. Maybe there's a bench, a tree, or a dog running. Now in English, describe it to yourself. I see grass. I see people walking. Children are laughing. There is a bench. I am walking. No translation. No grammar stress. Just images connected directly to English words. What you're doing here is building mental roads in your brain roads that go directly from reality to English. The more roads you build, the faster and easier your fluency becomes. Flashcard. Mind training without apps. Here's another fun and powerful exercise you can try. Take 10 small objects from your home things like an apple, a spoon, a book, a pillow, a glass, a shoe, a key, a toothbrush, a towel, a mirror. Put them on a table. Touch each one. Say the English word aloud. Apple, spoon, book, pillow. Now close your eyes. Imagine holding each object. Feel it in your hand. And again, say the English word from memory. Dot. Why does this work so well? Because your brain learns faster through sight, sound, and touch, not through translation. You're training your memory and your speaking ability at the same time. A real story. Daniel's breakthrough. Let me share a story with you. Daniel was 42 years old. He had studied English for over 15 years. He passed grammar exams. He did well in reading tests. But when it came to speaking, he froze every single time. Why? Because he always translated in his head. He sounded slow, robotic, and unnatural. One day, he tried something new. Instead of reading textbooks, he started observing everything in his room in English. He wrote labels and stuck them on objects: fridge, mirror, window, keys. Every time he touched something, he said its English name. When he opened the fridge, he whispered, fridge. When he stepped into the shower, he said, shower. When he picked up his keys, he said, slowly, he built a world inside his house where everything had an English name. And after just 3 months of this daily practice, something amazing happened. He started thinking in English naturally. Sentences came faster. His fear disappeared. And for the first time, he spoke fluently in a Zoom meeting without writing notes or translating in his head. No teacher. No expensive course. Just one daily habit. Thinking in images, not translations. This is real English when you think in pictures. English becomes your language of living, not just studying. You don't need to search for words. They're already there, connected to your life. You don't need to build sentences piece by piece. They come naturally. I see the bus. I hear the rain. I drink water. I open the door. I wear my shoes. This is real English. This is fluent English. This is free English. And it all begins with one simple shift. Stop thinking in words. Start thinking in images. Say it with me right now. I don't translate. I think in images. I speak English with freedom. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is trying to speak word by word. Here's how it usually goes in your head. Okay, I want to go to market. Wait, is it I go or I am going? Is this the present simple or present continuous? Should I am going to the market or go to market? And while you're busy worrying about the rules, the conversation has already moved on. The other person is waiting. You feel nervous, and your fluency breaks again. But let me tell you a secret. This is not how fluent speakers think. Fluent speakers don't build sentences piece by piece like a puzzle. They don't stop and think about tenses before opening their mouth. They use something much more powerful, chunks of language. What are chunks? Chunks are small, natural groups of words that people use every day without thinking. They are ready-made. Patterns that carry meaning as a whole. For example, I don't know. Let's find out. Are you serious? Sounds good. I'll be right back. Can I help you? Notice something? These aren't complicated. They're short, simple, and natural. But they're powerful because you don't have to build them word by word. You just say them as they are. When you learn to speak in chunks, your fluency explodes. Why? Because your brain doesn't need to waste time translating or checking grammar. The phrase is already ready. It's like pressing an auto-reply button. In your mind, imagine this in real life. Picture yourself in a cafe in another country. You walk to the counter. The person behind the counter smiles and says, "Hey, what can I get for you?" Now pause. If you're thinking word by word, you'll probably freeze. You'll try to translate. I want a tea, please. You'll sound hesitant, slow, and unsure. But imagine you had already practiced the chunk. Can I get a tea, please? No stress, no translation, no hesitation. You've said it 100 times before, so it comes out naturally. Now, imagine they ask you for here or to go. If you've never heard this before, you might panic. But if you've practiced the chunk to go, please, you'll answer instantly, confidently, and without overthinking. That's the power of chunks. That's why chunks work. Your brain is not designed to build sentences under pressure. When you're in a real conversation, your mind is busy with emotions, nerves, and listening to the other person. You don't have time to construct perfect grammar. But with chunks, you don't need to. They are shortcuts, pre-built sentences that roll off your tongue automatically. They make you sound natural, confident, and fluent, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Think of chunks as the building blocks of real conversation. Just like Lego pieces, you can combine them in different ways to create endless sentences without needing to start from scratch. Step, dash by step. System to speak in chunks here. That's how you can train yourself to master chunks. 1. Collect real-life chunks. Forget the textbook phrases, like hello, How do you do? Nobody talks like that in real life. Instead, collect phrases from real conversations, YouTube videos, movies, podcasts, or daily life. Write them down in a notebook. Call it My Real English. Grill it only with chunks, no grammar rules, no translations. Examples. I'm not. Sure, let me check. It doesn't matter. No worries. Give me a second. That's a good point. I'll get back to you. Say each chunk out loud at least 10 times with rhythm and emotion. 2. Practice chunks in daily situations. Din. Just memorize them, use them. Even if you're alone. Cooking, say, smells good, let's eat. Checking your phone, say, I'll text him back. Feeling annoyed, say, this is so annoying. Reading something interesting, say, that's a good idea. Remember, fluency lives in your mouth, not just in your brain. Use your voice. Speak them out loud. 3. Shadowing with emotion. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say immediately, copying their emotion, tone, and speed. For example, you hear, I don't think so. Pause. Repeat it exactly. The same. I don't think so. Do it 5 times. Then play with it. I don't like it. I don't need it. I don't want to go. This way, you're not just memorizing, you're building chunk memory in your mouth. You're teaching your brain and tongue to work together with confidence. Let me tell you about Lena. She was 26 years old, working in customer service in a small city. She was smart, hardworking, and dedicated. But every time she had to speak English on the phone, she froze. She understood English. She could read emails, but speaking, she panicked. Why? Because she tried to build every sentence word by word. One day, she decided to change. She downloaded real customer service dialogues. She wrote down 30 of the most common chunks she heard. She practiced them every day for 20 minutes while walking to work. In just 4 weeks, she no longer had to think. She spoke fluently because she had automatic chunks ready in her mouth. One of her clients even said, "You sound really confident. Where did you learn your English?" And for the first time, Lena smiled and answered without hesitation because she wasn't translating anymore. She was speaking in chunks. Repeat after me, say this out loud with me. I don't speak word by word. I speak in chunks. I use real English. I don't translate. I speak freely. That's the energy you need. That's the mindset. That transforms learners into speakers. So remember, fluency doesn't come from memorizing grammar rules. Fluency comes from using small, powerful, real-life patterns that roll off your tongue naturally. Stop building sentences like a puzzle. Start speaking in ready-made chunks. What is self-narration? Self-narration means talking to yourself in English all day long. It means becoming the storyteller of your own life. Imagine you're the main character in a movie and you're giving live commentary. You describe what you're doing, what you're thinking, and how you're feeling in real time in English. For example, I'm brushing my teeth. Okay, I need to find my keys. Let's make some breakfast. I feel tired, but I have to go. This shirt looks better than the other one. It might sound simple, but this habit is extremely powerful. Why self-narration works this. Practice works because it does 4 magical things for your fluency. It makes you think in English all day. No more waiting for lessons. Every moment becomes. Practice. It builds your speaking muscles without fear. You don't need an audience. No one is judging you. It grows your confidence. The more you hear your own voice in English, the more natural it feels. It kills the habit of translation. You stop waiting for perfect sentences. You start speaking directly in real time. How to start self-narration. Let's make this practical. Here's how to begin. 1. Start with simple actions. Begin with your daily routine. When you wake up, narrate in English. I'm still sleepy. Where's my phone? Let me check the time. Okay, it's 7:30. I need to get up. Time to brush my teeth. Getting dressed, narrate it. Let me find my jeans. This shirt looks good. Where are my socks? Cooking, narrate it. Turn on the stove. Add some oil. I need more salt. These are real life sentences you'll use again and again. And because you practice them daily, they'll become automatic, no translation required. 2. Add thoughts and feelings once you're comfortable with actions. Go deeper. Start describing what you feel and think. I'm feeling nervous about the meeting. I'm excited to see my friend. I forgot to send that email. I'll do it now. This builds emotional vocabulary, the most powerful kind of fluency. It also helps you express yourself clearly in conversations, interviews, and storytelling. 3. Use mirrors or record yourself. Want to supercharge this habit? Try speaking in front of a mirror. Look at yourself and narrate your thoughts. Today, I want to focus on speaking better. I'll read something after lunch. I feel a little lazy, but I'll still practice. Or record a 1-minute narration on your phone. When you listen back, you'll notice where you improve. You'll hear your progress. And instead of feeling ashamed, you'll feel proud and motivated to keep going. A real story, Armin's transformation. Armin was 39 years old, working long shifts in a factory. He had no friends who spoke English. He tried apps, joined one online class, but nothing worked. He always translated everything in his head, and he never had time to sit and study. One day, he discovered the power of self-narration. He thought, what if I just speak to myself in English as I go about my day? So he started in the morning. I'm getting ready for work. Let me drink some water. This shirt is too tight. Traffic is bad today. In the evening, I'm watching TV. This scene is funny. I'll sleep soon. No rules, no pressure. Just narration. After 30 days, his brain stopped translating. After 60 days, he could hold short conversations. After 90 days, he helped a tourist with directions without hesitation. When someone asked him how he improved so fast, he smiled and said, I just started living my life in English even when I was alone. English is a habit, not a subject. This is the truth. Speaking English is not just a skill you learn once and then keep forever. It's a habit, a daily rhythm, a mental environment you create for yourself. Through self-narration, you turn your day into an English classroom. You become your own teacher, your own coach, your own friend. And the best part, it's free, simple, and available anytime. Say it out loud with me. Repeat after me right now. I speak English even when I'm alone. I narrate my life in English. I don't wait. I don't translate. I speak now. English lives in my day. English lives in me. That's the mindset that makes fluency natural. Because the truth is, every time you narrate your life, you're not just practicing English. You're reprogramming your brain to think, feel, and live in English. Here's one of the biggest reasons many learners stay stuck. They wait for the perfect moment to speak. They wait for a teacher to ask a question. They wait for someone else to start a conversation. They wait until they feel ready. But fluency doesn't wait. Fluency belongs to the people who take action. That's why this step is so powerful. It forces you to practice English in the most natural way possible by describing what you see around you in real time. See and speak. Method I call this the see and speak method. It's simple but life-changing. Wherever you are, walking outside, sitting on a bus, waiting in line, cooking at home, you use your eyes to guide your English. You look at something and immediately describe it out loud in English. No planning, no translation. No waiting. Just see and speak. For example, that's a blue car. There's a man walking with his child. The traffic is loud. The sky looks beautiful today. That shop is closed. And not studying, you're not memorizing. You're simply living in English, training your brain to react instantly. The way a fluent speaker does. Why this works, this practice is powerful for 3 big reasons. It happens in real time. You're not stopping to think or translate. You're reacting instantly. It builds strong vocabulary memory. Because you're connecting words directly to what you see, you'll remember them longer. It forces fluency. You don't have time to translate in your head. You must speak now. And the best part, you can do this anywhere, anytime. No internet, no teacher, no special tools. Just your eyes, your mouth, and your world. How to practice step by step. 1. Start. With objects, begin simple. Look around and describe physical objects in short sentences. There's a glass on the table. My shoes are next to the door. The ceiling fan is moving slowly. This book has a red cover. Don't overthink. Don't worry about mistakes. Add actions once you're comfortable with objects. Move on to describing actions happening around you. The dog is running. That man is talking on the phone. A woman just crossed the road. The waiter is serving food. The bus is turning left. This trains you to use the present continuous naturally without grammar stress because you're describing life as it happens. Step 3. Add reactions and opinions. Now go deeper. Don't just describe what's there, react to it. That dress looks beautiful. I like this weather. He seems angry. This place feels peaceful. That food smells delicious. This step helps you express not just facts but feelings. Building emotional fluency. 4. Challenge yourself with timer's advanced level. Pick one object and describe it non-stop for 30 seconds. For example, take a water bottle. This is a plastic bottle. It's almost full. The label is blue and white. I bought it yesterday. It's cold. I keep it on my desk while I work. I try to drink at least 2 of these every day. The cap is tight. The design is simple. No stopping. No translation. Just free English. Then pick another object, a clock, a bag, a plant, and do the same. A real story. Carlos's journey. Carlos was 23 years old, living in Brazil. He worked as a delivery boy, dreaming of moving to Canada to work in customer service. His biggest challenge? He couldn't speak English without translating. He had no time for classes, no foreign friends, no expensive courses. But one day he discovered the see and speak method online. At first, he was shy, but he started describing his surroundings while making deliveries. The road is crowded. There's a dog in that car. I'm holding the box now. She looks tired. It's raining again. He practiced every single day. For 4 months, and the results? His speaking speed skyrocketed. His translation habit disappeared. He passed his first English interview online without stammering once. Today, Carlos lives in Vancouver. When people ask how he learned English, he smiles and says, I just described my world in English, and that's how I changed my world. Your eyes are your teacher. Every time you look at something and describe it in English, you're training your brain to connect language with reality, not with your native language. This is the opposite of textbook learning. This is brain training through life. You stop asking, what's the English word for this? And you start saying, I see it, I know it, I speak it. Say it out loud with me. My eyes are my teacher. I describe the world in English. I don't translate, I react. English lives in everything I see. I live in English. This step is not just about fluency. It's about changing the way your brain sees the world. And once your vision changes, your language changes forever. This is the longest and final section. It ties everything together and gives learners the daily system. They need to stay fluent forever. I'll keep it motivational, practical, and human. With stories and exercises like before. Now that you've learned how to think in images. Speak in chunks, narrate your life, and describe what you see. It's time for 2 final steps. These will take everything you've learned and make fluency permanent. Because the truth is, fluency isn't just in your brain, it's in your mouth, your environment, and your daily habits. Step 5. Train your mouth every day. Here's the truth. No one tells you. Most learners actually know more English than they can speak. They understand movies. They can read emails. They even score well in grammar tests. But when it comes time to speak, their mouth freezes. Their voice sounds flat. Their sentences come out slow, broken, or not at all. Why? Because they've trained their brains, but they've never trained their mouth. Think about it. Singers train their voices. Actors train their lines. Athletes train their muscles. So, why do we expect fluency to just happen without training our mouths? The reality is simple. Fluency is physical as much as it is mental. Your lips, tongue, vocal cords, and breathing need daily practice. Mouth training method. Here's a simple daily method you can follow. Choose a real sentence. Pick one short. An actual sentence from a video, podcast, movie, or real conversation. It should feel alive, emotional, and practical. Examples. I'll call you back in 5 minutes. You've got to be kidding me. This place looks amazing. Let's grab a coffee sometime. Listen. Pause. Copy. Repeat. Play the audio. Listen carefully. Notice how fast it's spoken, which words connect, where the stress is, and what emotion it carries. Then pause. Repeat it out loud exactly the same. Not just the words, the rhythm, the emotion, the attitude. Repeat it 10 to 20 times. Yes, 20. Because fluency is built through repetition, not variety. Use a mirror stand in front of a mirror and watch yourself speak. See your lips move, see your face express. Say it with attitude. Say it like you mean it. Record yourself and record your voice saying the sentence 5 times. Then play it back. Compare it to the original. Is your tone flat? Is your pace too slow? Are you missing energy? Fix it. Repeat. Try again. Do this daily. And soon the sentences won't just be in your head. They'll be in your mouth. They'll come out naturally, automatically, and confidently. Nora's story, Nora. A 34-year-old from Turkey had studied English for 10 years. She knew grammar. She understood movies. She even passed an English certification exam. But when she spoke, she panicked. She said, "I sound strange. People don't understand me." Then she tried mouth training. Every morning she picked one sentence, repeated it 30 times, used a mirror, and recorded herself. By the 3rd week, she noticed something incredible. She didn't have to think anymore. The sentences just came out, and when she gave a presentation at work, her boss said, "That was clear, natural, and powerful." Her secret. Not a teacher. Not a course. Just daily mouth training. Step 6. Build an English world around you. Let's talk about the final step. This step is your shield, your safety net, your environment. Because here's the painful truth. You can study English for years. You can memorize thousands of words. You can complete 100 courses. But if English isn't part of your daily life, you'll eventually forget it. Fluency will fade. Confidence will collapse. And all your hard work will disappear. Why? Because English is not a subject. It's an environment. If you don't live in it, you lose it. Create your English world. Building an English world doesn't mean studying for 10 hours a day. It means surrounding yourself with English in small, natural, invisible ways all day long. Think of it as moving to an English-speaking country without leaving your home. Here's how to do it. Start your day in English, the first language you hear in the morning often sets the tone for the day, so make sure it's English. Listen to a 1-minute motivational speech. Read 5 lines from a book. Think your first thoughts in English. English labels everywhere. Take sticky notes and label objects in your home. Mirror, toothpaste, laptop, fridge, door. As you move through your day, you'll see English words everywhere. English ears all day. Play podcasts, interviews, or YouTube videos in the background while doing chores. You don't need to understand every word. Your brain will absorb rhythm and patterns unconsciously. Follow English online, unfollow pages in your native language. Start following English creators, teachers, comedians, and storytellers. Turn your social media feed into a fluency gym. End your day in English before bed. Read 1 page of an English book. Write 1 line in an English journal. Whisper a short summary of your day in English. Let your brain sleep in English and wake in English. Asterisk, why this works when you surround yourself with English daily. And not just studying it, you're living in it. Your brain has no choice but to grow. Fluency stops being something you practice. Say it out loud. It becomes the background. I don't wait for fluency. I live inside it. I build my English world. Every sound, every sentence, every moment teaches me. Fluency is not a destination. It's my environment. So if you're still afraid to speak, still translating in your head, still doubting yourself, remember this. You are not broken. You're not behind. You are simply untrained. And training starts today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, you don't need permission. You don't need perfect words. You just need courage. The courage to speak anyway. So speak like no one is watching. Narrate your life. Train your mouth. Build your English world. Because your voice matters. Your story matters. And English is not just a language you learn, it's a life you live. And if no one has told you this yet, let me be the first. You can do this. You are capable, and your English voice deserves to be heard. Now you've reached the end of this journey with me. But really, it's just the beginning of your journey. Think about what you've learned. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need thousands of fancy words. You don't need to translate in your head. What you need are habits daily, simple, repeatable habits that train your brain, your mouth, and your confidence to live in English. You've discovered how to think in images, not translations. Speak in chunks, not single words. Narrate your life in English. Describe what you see in real time. Train your mouth every day. And finally, build an English world around you. These 6 steps are not theory, they're practice. And if you follow them daily, your fluency will not just improve, it will transform. The truth about fluency, remember this. Fluency is not about speaking perfectly. Fluency is about speaking freely. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about having the courage to keep speaking even when you do. And you don't need permission to do that. Not from me, not from a teacher, not from anyone. The only permission you need is from yourself. So give yourself that permission today. Speak even if you feel nervous. Speak even if you make mistakes. Speak even if your voice shakes. Because every word you say brings you one step closer to the confident, fluent speaker you want to be. Your next step didn't just close this video and forget what you learned. Take action right now. Look around your room and name 5 objects in English. Say one chunk out loud 5 times. Narrate the next thing you do in English. Describe something you see in one full sentence. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Do this today and tomorrow and the next day, and I promise you will feel the difference. A final word from me to you. I want you to know this from the bottom of my heart. You're capable of speaking English, not perfectly, but powerfully. Not like a textbook, but like a real person. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And the world deserves to hear you in English too. So keep practicing. Keep speaking. And keep believing in yourself. And if this message inspired you, if it gave you hope, or if it showed you a new way forward, then stay with me on this journey. Subscribe, follow, or join me for the next lesson, because I'll be right here, guiding you every step of the way. This is not the end. This is the beginning of your fluency transformation. So now go live in English. Go speak your truth. And never, ever stop. 1. Mistakes are your best teacher. Most learners are terrified of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Mistakes are proof that you're learning. Every mistake you make is a brick in the road to fluency. So instead of fearing them, celebrate them. Every wrong word spoken is one step closer to speaking freely. 2. Consistency beats intensity. Is better to practice 10 minutes every day than 2 hours once a week. Fluency doesn't come from big bursts of energy. It comes from small daily habits. So don't aim for perfection. Aim for consistency. 3. Fluency lives in your lifestyle, not your lessons. Thinking of English as a subject. It's not math. It's not history. It's a living language. So don't just study English, live in it. Make it your background. Music, your mirror talk, your phone language, your inner voice. 4. Your confidence is more important than your grammar. Think about the most fluent speakers you've met. Were they always grammatically perfect? No. But were they confident, natural, and expressive? Yes. That's what matters. The world doesn't need your perfect grammar. It needs your real voice. 5. You already have everything you need. This is maybe the most important reminder. You don't need expensive courses. You don't need 10,000 words. You don't need to live abroad. What you need is already inside you. Your voice, your determination, and your daily actions. A final push. So if you've been waiting for the perfect moment to start speaking English, let me tell you something. The perfect moment is now. Speak one sentence out loud today. Narrate your next action. Describe what you see right now. Pick one chunk and repeat it 10 times. Do it today, not tomorrow. Because every small action you take builds your fluency muscle. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fast. You just need to be brave enough to start. Say it with me. Right now, I am ready. I am capable. I speak English with freedom. My voice matters. Because this is not the end of a video, it's the start of your transformation. So go live in English, speak your truth, and never stop believing in yourself. 1. Do I need to study grammar first before I can speak? No. Grammar is helpful, but it's not the foundation of fluency. Speaking is. Think of children. They speak fluently before they ever learn grammar rules. So don't wait until you know enough grammar. Start speaking now, and grammar will improve naturally as you go. 2. What if I don't know enough vocabulary? You don't need thousands of words to be fluent. In fact, most daily conversations use only about 1,000 to 1,500 common words. Focus on the words and chunks you actually use in your life. Don't chase big dictionaries, chase real conversations. 3. But I don't have anyone to practice with. Can I still improve? Absolutely. Every step I taught you, thinking in images, narrating your life, describing what you see, training your mouth can be done alone. Yes, speaking with others helps, but fluency begins with you. If you practice daily, you'll be ready when real. Conversations come. 4. I'm afraid people will laugh at my mistakes. What should I do? Here's the truth. People don't care as much as you think. Most people admire you for speaking another language at all. And if someone laughs, let them. Their laughter doesn't define your future. Your courage does. 5. How long will it take me to become fluent? It depends on your consistency. If you practice a little every day, you'll notice change in weeks, not years. The more you live in English, the faster fluency becomes natural. Remember, fluency is not a finish line. It's a journey you walk. Every day, destroying the big fluency myth. I need perfect grammar to be fluent. Truth. You need courage, not perfection. Myth. Fluency takes years. Truth. With the right daily habits, you can make massive progress in months. Myth. I need to live in an English-speaking country. Truth. You can. Build your English world right where you are. Myth. I'm too old to learn. Truth. Your brain can learn at any age. What matters is consistency, not age. Final encouragement: if you've ever said to yourself, I can't speak English, because erase that thought today. Because the only thing standing between you and fluency is practice. So don't wait for the perfect environment. Create it. Don't wait for the perfect teacher. Be your own. Don't wait for permission. Give it to yourself. Say it with me one last time. I don't wait. I speak now. I don't translate. I live in English. I am a fluent speaker in progress. Before we finish, I want you to stop whatever you're doing for just a moment and listen. Fluency is not a dream for other people. It's not only for the young, the rich, or the lucky. It's for you. You don't need to wait. You don't need to ask permission. You don't need to be perfect. You already have everything you need. Your voice, your courage, and your daily habits. So speak, even if your voice shakes. So try, even if you make mistakes. So keep going, even if it feels slow. Because every sentence you speak, every word you try, every mistake you make brings you one step closer to fluency. Don't let fear steal your voice. Don't let translation steal your confidence. Your story matters. Your voice matters. And the world is waiting to hear in English. So go live in English. Go speak your truth. And never stop. And if you need someone to guide you, I'll be here every step of the way. This is not the end. This is your beginning. Now, go speak,